All right. Here we are. We're going to watch Group G here. Climb's going to be joining me pretty soon, in just a few minutes here. Co-commentate. And it should be a lot of fun. Let's see if we got anybody in chat yet. Hey, Scurry. Surrey. The C is silent. Just like in Scythe. Still waiting on, looks like Flying Mustang to join the bidding room. One day your joke will catch on, I'm sure. Hey, Echo, welcome. Is the music too loud, guys, or is it about right? Hey, TBJ. Thanks for tuning in, man. Gonna catch a tournament game here in just a second. To check in on Group G and see what's going on. Still got another minute before they're supposed to start. Hey, hello. How's it going? So what do we got first here? I think it's go ahead and jump in and spectate. Oh look, there's no Albion symbol. Oh, there it loads. All right, this is the first game we got. Tagawa Patriotic, got Rusty Mechanical, and Albion Militant. I think this is a pretty interesting combination. It's a bid game. If it wasn't a bid game, you'd think Russ would have the sort of overwhelming advantage here. But the challenge with these, oh, and here we go. Here, the bidding starts, is Russ has a window to end and win the game if this is a bidding game. Maybe you can take Russ up to about 12 or so. But if Tagawa and Albion if Tagawa and Albion catch Rusviet in the score, Rusviet's going to have a hard time passing them up again. So you definitely have a time limit on Russ. If you can win the game in 15 turns, maybe 16 turns, you're probably going to win with a bid of about 12 or so. But if the game goes past 17, 18 turns, you're in a little bit of trouble. 20-turn game, it's probably going to be won by one of these IFA factions, either pushing to tier 2 or just being in the 30s on total coins. Rust Mechanical is no slouch. I mean, it's one of those combinations that can get rich or cry trying 20 coins without going too far out of its way. So that's definitely something to consider when you're bidding on these. Like it's Dur's bid. Oh, there he is. He's going to go ahead and get the bidding going a little faster. Bump Rust Mechanical up to 5, it looks like. And they're going to stay on Russ for 6, 7. I think that's the right call. I think Russ goes up to 10 or 11. What do you guys think? Yeah, 10. Before anyone jumps over. I'm not sure who the 0 bid is here, whether it's Tagawa or Albion. Both of these combinations can make 30 coins. Tagawa is going to get a lot more power than Albion. Is nice and has a little bit more options with stars. So the upgrade star is possible with Tagawa Patriotic without going too many turns out of your way, without too long of a game. You can also, looks like Tagawa Patriotic is going to be the 0 bid. If I know Dur, he doesn't actually want to play Rust Fiat Mechanical. He just doesn't want to go too cheaply. He wants a longer game. If I had to guess, he's going to go up to maybe 13 or 14. And if it goes above that, he's going to jump on Tagawa. It looks like these players think that Albion Militant is the winner over Tagawa Patriotic. Definitely has the possibility to put up just a ton of points if the game goes long enough. But there is the reality that, well, let's get climbing here. Hey, how's it going? You're on the stream.
Hey, it's going great. Can you call me again? I will accept your call on desktop computer. Sorry. I
Okay.
accepted it, but on notebook by mistake.
I'll call you right back. Get him in here. Oh, Dur's got Rust Fiat Mechanical at 14 now. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Good deal. Welcome. Are you looking at the bid room?
What did I miss?
Well, the bidding is going on right now, and Dur's got Rust Fiat Mechanical on 14. Flying Mustang has Albion Militant on 3, and it's currently Ali's turn to bid. My prediction here was that Dur would take Rust Fiat Mechanical up to 13 or 14, but then if he got outbid, he'd jump over to Tagawa or Albion. With Albion at 3, my guess is if Ali bumps him off of Rust Fiat, Dur's going to Tagawa, but we'll just have to see.
Yeah, I think 15 Rust Fiat Mechanical is quite high here already. Like economic power of both these IFA factions is pretty big, so I'm a bit surprised about 15. I would expect something less, but we will see.
Dur just ended the bidding at with Ali on Rust Mechanical at 15, so I'm gonna brag to chat here a little bit and say that I called his bidding exactly.
Wow, okay.
I'm gonna flex on that. I mean, why not?
And maybe it's like some strategy to bring the price as high as possible of some like favorite faction and then jump to another one because it's already better at that point. But you can't overdo it. Like you need to stop soon enough.
So what you said, you felt like 15 was kind of high for Rust Fiat. What's your feeling right now about what the bids should be between the 3 factions?
Well, I agree with the order here. Like Tagawa Patriotic, I think 0 quite alright, because Albion Militant has like better possibility for spread, I feel. Especially with flags, Albion flags.
Flags are big.
Also, and also the economic power is maybe a bit higher for Militant. It's about the same, but I feel like maybe a bit higher for Militant. And the rest with mechanical, I think he needs to rush the game a lot. If he doesn't rush, then 15 is extremely high.
I agree.
If he manages to rush it, like, I don't know, 15 turns maybe, less, then 15 is okay, but it will be like on the edge, I think.
Paolo thinks $3 for Albion is too low. Yeah, let's get the bids on screen here. Got Albion Militant for $3. We've got Tagawa Patriotic for 0. We've got Rusviet Mechanical for 15.
By the way, what's the challenge here? Is it forest territories or is it?
It is. It's called Run and Hide, based on, in the story, Akiko leaving the factory as the Rusviet armies are approaching, and it's to control forest territories with no mechs, and a trap does count if no one else controls the territory. And that's one of the things I was going to say about Tagawa is I think their positioning is a little bit better than Albion's to get the benefit of that, because you've got that forest that's relatively close to their home base that it's not hard to get a worker on. And then you also have the wood tunnel, which Tagawa could take the character to.
Right.
More Whales says Albion is stronger in this matchup than I thought it would be, and he thought it would be. All right,
yeah, I always think like about Albion that his movement is a bit better than Togawa's. I think it's especially because of rally.
For sure.
I guess for this challenge, it doesn't make that much difference. So there is like, I'm thinking about forest territories for Albion right now, and there is only one next to the factory, right? And then the forest tunnel will be probably challenged by all of the factions, so that will be tough to get for any of them. And yeah, for Togawa, definitely the forest close to their base probably stay.
Yeah. Too large to have the names on screen, apparently.
Everyone trades for oil, okay. I don't like it for Meriton Bird. I like that for...
But to answer your question, Joey. Oh, it wasn't... Yeah. You saw who was on what. Okay. Tagawa has moved and they've upgraded Enlist. Rusviet traded for oil and then upgraded. So he's going out of their way to upgrade.
Well, I think like this is maybe faster strategy to finish the game quick than going for Enlist. Just deploy bolster and workers. I think this is potentially faster.
And like, what, get the power star instead of the Enlist star?
Yes. Like, I know you have some very fast games on the record with Rusviet Mechanical. Did you go for Enlists in these games? Like on Beloved Pacifist, you have some good
Yeah, my fastest game with Rust Mechanical was 12 turns, but I didn't have to do the normal turn 14 where you in the game, because what happened was I got a township mech off the encounter. So in the same turn that I moved to produce metal the way you do, I went to the factory and got a combat, and then I got attacked by the factory on the factory right after. So it was just a perfect storm. Albion upgrading enlist here and move and going for the early enlist of combat cards. Hey Echo, sorry that it shows on my end that the stream was cutting out a little bit, but it should be reconnected right now. I'm not really sure why that happened. It happened a little bit last time I streamed, but
it's basically playing the same stat that he played in the, I think, draft tournament long time ago. Like, I think it was the tournament that you won with Rasvet Innovative Indiana. And Mr. Dur starts the same way. Yeah.
all right. That 2 wood is nothing to sneeze at there. Also, he's going with a 5 worker strat, so he's probably not going to take number 3, because my guess is he's going to try to be in tier 2, and that's the reason he didn't go 8 workers. I think that 4 wood is actually really great for him, because he could put, say, a mill on the metal spot and potentially make more metal, get closer to those mechs. Because if he produces what, 4 times, 3 times, if he produces 4 times on there, he'll have enough to make mechs. Okay. He is gonna take the recruit. Yeah, Nevik, he could take the monument for pop, but gonna be the enlist. Go for a little.
I feel like mill was definitely an option there.
Yeah, the stream keeps saying it's disconnecting. I don't know what the deal is with this. Let me. Got an excellent connection. And suddenly it'll say disconnect. If it does it again, guys, I'll just cut the stream for a second, adjust my bitrate, and come right back. See if that helps. Right. All right, guys, we should be back now. Hopefully this fixes the issue. Look at Albion at 7 power here. Actually with as much power as Rusviet, more than Tagawa right now.
Yeah, they are playing very fast.
Yeah.
So last few turns,
Rusty's about to get enlist number 3. Goes for the power upgrade enlist. I think YouTube was throttling me, guys. I think I was sending too much data to them and they didn't like it. So here's Tagawa moving now. They've got, let's see, 2 upgrades on deploy, 1 upgrade on enlist. They've got 7 workers out. They can produce on 3 spots. Looking pretty strong here. Yeah, it looks like the stream isn't cutting out, disconnecting anymore, so that's good. Let's see here.
Yeah, this is not an encounter that you want to see as Albion here.
Well, you can't take the mech, and 2 oil's not that useful. I mean, do you pay the 2 popularity to and probably decline the worker since you're already at 5, but take the 3 oil and gives you a turnout to bolster and to get another upgrade? Maybe make your mechs cheaper.
Probably.
Hey, Jeremy, welcome. While he's making his decision, let's catch up. Tog. Tog's in a pretty nice looking spot for turn 9. Albion just went ahead and took the oil. We got Rally over here on this village. Tagawa at 20 right now. Leading out of the gate.
It's a bit ironic that Albion spent so much time in the beginning upgrading, and he gets oil again and he needs to upgrade and he doesn't like it, I think, at this point of the game.
Yeah.
Because he's like not far, but he's behind the other factions right now. Especially if Togawa will go for upgrade star.
Gawa just churned out enlist number 3. The enlist a little behind the mechs, but the mechs are going to start to come out, I think. The Gawa can move and upgrade next turn, which I think might be the play. Or they could go ahead and make mech number 1. Rustfeet's going to block Tagawa though. And here's another chance to take wood, either for popularity if they have it. Got a 5-worker strat so they could take it, or to take it for any 3 resources. I don't think the food helps you here. I mean,
choice at this point.
You could take metal. Metal's the play, right?
Yeah, that sounds good.
3 metal gets you everything you need for your mechs. Or let's see, we got 1 more enlist. You could take the 3 food and build that mill on the mountain, but he's gonna go oil.
Yeah. The mill wouldn't have so much effect as earlier. It would help.
Okay. Mech's gonna come out. Is it Sutan? Is he gonna go with Ronin or Sutan? More Whales feels like Rush should have attacked Tagawa that last turn while they were still at low power. Now they got the bolster and they're up to 5 power. And they've got Ronin. That's a 4 power difference.
So, who do you think is like the best position right now? Like the best situation?
The score is pretty close. The score doesn't mean a whole lot. I think it looked pretty good for Tagawa. I think getting cut off from the factory hurts though. Tagawa's got a 5. I mean, you almost wonder if it'd be worth it for Tagawa to attack Rustfeet. Yeah, and he's gonna do it.
It's a nice play, I think.
Yeah. I think Tagawa's in a really good position here. 3 more upgrades for the upgrade star. 3 more mechs for the mech star. Not sure we're gonna see a 15 turn end, but I think Rustfeet's bid is in a little trouble right now. I think you're right what you said earlier. that you're going to have to rush this game to make that bid as Rustviet. And I think to really rush the game, you have to go 8 workers.
Yeah, probably.
Paolo says, I wonder what traps he put where. I'm guessing this one on the mountain is a pop trap. This one on the village, I don't know. Could be even coin to keep Russ hemmed in. Russ is the one thinking about this combat. They've been thinking about this for a while now. Oh. That sets Tagawa back pretty significantly. That's painful.
Yeah,
and
it's also very good call from Rustviet. Like, very good fight, I think, from him.
And that's that really helps Albion though, because now there's a lot less power on the board. Albion has the most power now. It's 7 and 10 combat cards.
It's crazy. It's militant board to have the most power.
Jeremy asked, what do you all think about the bids? If Tagawa or Albion better? Klein was saying he liked. Klein, you were saying you like Albion a little bit better than Tagawa in this matchup.
Yeah. But I would probably like them even more. But I feel like they are easier target for Rustviet here. So that's why I think their value is like about equal with Tagawa here. Slightly maybe more by my feeling, but
yeah,
that might mean nothing. Basically about equal, I think, and that's the reason is that they are easier target. But it always depends on how the game develops and so on. So here, when Albion has the most power, it's completely something else.
Yeah, it's funny to see the militant board with more power than two different boards that bolster over deploy. But that's what the early fight between them is gonna do. So Tagawa with their character on base needs a move to get back to that village, and then another one to get to the mountain if they can even get past Russ, who's back up to 6 power now, and then to the factory. Or they could go around. I kind of thought they might deploy Suton and try to go around Rustviet. Rustviet, interestingly, elected to go People's Army instead of Township, which means that character's several turns away from getting through the factory. Albion's going to get even more power, go to 9 power and 10 cards. They upgrade their deploy, which means 1 produce is going to give them enough metal for their last 3 mechs, and they can outright trade for their next enlist, their last enlist. So Albion and 1 produce about to have all the resources they need.
Right.
The downside is that Rustviet can attack that mountain. There's metal on it and take it. But then Albion will be in a position to counterattack. It's just Russ can throw down 3 cards to Albion's 2. But Russ seems a lot more concerned about Tagawa right now. And I think maybe part of that is just the respect that Mr. Durr commands in this community. It's
yeah, that's possible.
Maybe let Albion sneak in here. All right, Russ blocks the factory, which is going to keep Albion from rallying to it. I don't think that's such a big deal because Albion's got to move once to get 3 more times to get their mechs. So 2 moves will get them to the factory anyway. All right, enlist star for Tagawa. So here comes the produce, I think.
Yeah, I think like Rasvet definitely did well in that combat, but also lost already quite some time because he used one move to block Togawa from factory and now the second move to kind of block Albion from the factory. And he's doing like policing, but spending lots of time while doing it, so...
Russ did not attack Albion there. And that's absolutely huge for Albion. Because now Albion can move, go say to that wood spot next to the factory. Maybe put a worker up on the wood tunnel for the challenge. And then deploy a third mech on that wood spot. Drop a third flag as well. Togawa getting back on the village. Just went out to a 12-point lead over Albion even before bids. Togawa is sitting on 24 coins right now. Worker star. Enlist star. One upgrade away from the upgrade star. One produce away from enough metal to get the rest of their mechs. Okay, I personally think Albion should have brought both the mech and the character to this wood space adjacent to the factory. Because Albion is one of the only, if not the only, faction that can really challenge Rustviet for the factory late game. Because of the flag. In most games, as Rustviet camps out on the factory, it's theirs, right? If they have the right mat. But Albion's, I feel like, the one faction that can change that.
Yeah. Looks like he went for an objective, like 3 tunnels.
Oh, is that what happened?
No, it didn't. So, I guess wrong. I expected that, but yeah, you are right. Like in that case...
A good points turn from Albion. Pull within 4 on Togawa. Togawa's at 10 right now. They're just one power away from getting the power star. After 2 more bolsters into deploys. But they have the oil on the ground, so they're going to get that power when they move. And they're at 45 right now. Albion probably trades here with their last enlist. So that's 2 stars for everyone but Russ with 3. Everybody in the low 40s. Togawa with a 6-coin lead over Albion after bids. Rustviet on the factory now. Albion may have been right. Maybe there's not much point in challenging Rustviet for the factory. I mean, look at these points though. Rustviet's this is the point in the game where I think Rustviet is going to struggle to cover bid at 15. He's 60 points right now if Togawa doesn't get another coin, and we know Togawa's going to get more coins. They have 2 more mechs to make.
Yeah, I wonder if Albion will reach tier 2 here in this game, but I don't...
Oh yeah, 5 popularity.
But
you know, they should have gone...
have...
They should have gone Burrow though. Alright, does Rustviet want combat number 2 here? 3v3 with Togawa here. This is when it'd be really nice if these 3 Albion units were next to the factory. And Rustviet had to think here about saving power to fight Albion.
Right. Yeah, Togawa is about to get upgrade star for sure, and we will see if combat star.
Combat star, and yeah, the upgrade star. lay down that third trap as well. Oh, wow.
So maybe that's a bit of an overspend here. But
well, but is it? It's to go at
sure.
4 stars right now? Because they have enough metal for their last 2 mechs.
It's true. You can immediately bolster back to like 6 power, so that's pretty good.
And then they just need 1 more combat, presumably on the factory. What's Albion do here?
I guess move somewhere.
Yeah, move somewhere.
Or divide and conquer, probably.
That could be. Oh yeah, forgot about Tagawa's objective. You just need a combat and an objective. Oh, look at that. 3 popularity for Albion right there. That is a game changer. Rallied back to the village encounter, which he hadn't taken yet, and places a flag.
That's pretty good.
And I don't think Rustviet can reach that metal either, with the worker blocking them. Albion just took a pretty big point leap right here. They're up by, after being down significantly on Tagawa. Russ has to be out of this game. I don't see a way Russ can come back here.
24 coins, and that's without bits.
Albion does have Burrow now. Coming up for Albion, we've got a bit of a dead turn here. So, but here's the thing. They can bolster to 15 power. Anybody upgrades. Tagawa's probably done their last upgrade. Probably not using that bottom row action anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't seem they will get power star this way, but strength is not bad for sure.
Rusty gonna attack Tagawa here. And he doesn't bring the worker for People's Army. Well, he can win this fight. Yeah, More Whales points out that if and I was going to say this, that if Albion bolsters this next turn and goes to 15, an attack gives them the power star.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
Okay, Rustviet loses 2 cards out of that. Still sitting on 11, it looks like. Boy, there's a lot of cards in this game. Oh my gosh. Oh. Rustviet spends no power. Tagawa spends 3 cards, but all 2s.
It's crazy.
Gawa cannot move this turn. So I think we're going to see a mech come out. Rustviet's still in a really good place to defend. And they can pick... Rustviet can pick up 2 stars next turn. They just can't end and cover bid. There's no way. Because they can bolster to 16 power, and it only takes 1 mech to drop that, or 1 metal to drop that last mech. So, factory is empty though for Albion. They can't move this turn. Probably see that bolster. Still ahead with
Rasvet
tier
needs-
2.
Rasvet still needs produce, right? Because he has all the mechs, so produce and bolster.
Oh, you're right. He does have the mech star. Haha, yeah.
So yeah.
I was wrong about that. Chat's pointing that out to me too.
Or bolster and objective. Some of these.
Yeah, that would do it as well.
But like 25 plus what? 15, 40 points. That's too many.
Look at Tagawa's 32 coins. That 3 popularity off that encounter for Albion was just a game changer.
Yeah, total game changer. And also Tagawa, like, didn't have luck in combats this game. Like, it's not over, but these fights, the first one that Tagawa lost was quite important because it stopped his progress towards factory. It was good call by Ras, and again, the second combat also a very good fight by Rasvet. Kind of bluffed, but it was maybe bluff that shouldn't have had worked. Because 3-2s.
This is an interesting play for Tagawa now. They're not in a great position to counterattack Rasvet. I mean, I guess they could. They're sitting at 6 power. So if they saved some good cards, it looks like they're just going to spread. May see a worker. Yeah, go to that wood spot. Maybe bring the character back to the village trap. No, he's going to keep the combat units at home. So this is where Albion, I think, could move a worker from the mountain to that forest. So force one to the factory and then the character to the factory. Doing that keeps the mech off that wood space. Or that works too. Yeah, that's better. That allows you to have 2 combat units on the factory and 3 after you deploy. Now remember to put a flag on the trap, Albion. There it is.
I thought they will go for the Polania forest to get extra territory, but maybe they still can manage that. They have most forests so far, so...
Interesting. An enlist and an upgrade factory card for mismatching resources. Gee whiz. Factory belongs to Albion now. 13 cards, 15 power. You attack them, they go to 5 stars. They win the combat, they win the game. And look at this lead. Up 20 on Tagawa right now.
Yeah. Basically, this opening that they're used is very economically powerful, I think, because you enlist very soon and then you kind of delay deploying, but you already like have some enlist and have some upgrades for upgrade star. So I think you get lots of coins, but you delay getting power because you delay deploying, bolstering, and the rest kind of use that to his advantage and sent Togawa back 2 times, and this really helped Albion a lot. Like, I was very skeptical about Albion's chances in the beginning when I saw that upgrade, because that just, I don't know if you can do that with Militant and have like consistently good results, but maybe you can. But I was skeptical, but after these fights and that free popularity, it was very good suddenly for them.
Yeah, that encounter was
Yeah.
was pretty huge for sure. So what does Albion do now though? Let's see how many points are riding on tier 2. 17. You're up by 20 and you got 17 points riding on tier 2. And you got to beat Tagawa by 3. So you can drop out of tier 2, get the combat you need. But you need 2 of them. And everybody's got... If you can reach Tagawa, you can suicide to end the game. Up by 15 still. But you can't reach Tagawa right now.
Ah, that's a good point.
Yeah, if I'm Dur, I'm a little frustrated in this game because Rusviet went so far out of their way. Yeah, Nevik, Albion can get the Power Star. I mean, maybe here... Maybe that's the play. Maybe just bolster here, get the Power Star. The next move, start marching toward Rusviet.
That might be a good plan here.
I'm not sure.
Depends what Tagawa will do. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure anyone's going to attack Albion at this point to give him that Power Star. Tagawa's down by 15 right now. Got to get within 3, so they need 12 points and they only have one more star to pick up. It's going to be rough. Albion locking down the factory. Trying to attack the factory and take it away from it. Goes to 3 on these mechless forests. Where Tagawa just has the 1. Rusvi's going to take 1 away. Albion's still in the lead on that. Interestingly, Rusvi doesn't bring workers to that spot. I think Russ just gave Albion the game.
Do you think so? Yeah.
Well, look, they can take the mech on the mountain tunnel over to the wood spot. They have the triple move, but they don't even need it.
Right.
They're up by 12 right now. Tagawa could turn in an objective, but it's not enough. And they can move. They could pick up what? 1? I think Tagawa can just pick up 1 territory. Am I missing something? Even with 3 moves, I think they can just pick up 1 territory. So 1 territory plus the star is 5. Still down by 7. And this is it.
Yeah, but Albion still needs 2 stars, like 2 combats. So I think he can get 1 easily, but...
Oh yeah, he needs that power star. You're right. Well, just attack Russ with several units. And then throw 3 cards. And then if someone attacks you on the factory, you just you go to 16 power.
Uh-huh.
If the combat finishes, you might not win the game. But if the combat doesn't finish, you win the game. Did we ever figure out for sure how that works on live? Where's Avi? He's probably asleep. Nobad says they could have 13 twos. True.
I think like there were 6 twos already, so there are like 18 total. How many? It's 6, 8, 12, 16. These counts, so most like 8.
We've already seen 6 twos actually.
Yeah.
In 1 combat.
Mm-hmm. So maybe 10.
Okay, they can pick up 2 territories, but they don't. So can Albion get 2 combats off of Russ?
Doesn't
I
seem
don't
so.
think they can. You could fight Tagawa there next to the factory, but they give up tier 2 to do it, and I don't think they can afford that. Only up by 10 right now. Gotta stay in tier 2. None says to attack Tagawa and suicide. But if Tagawa gives you the battle, though, you lose tier 2 and you drop down 16 points. Yeah, even if you win against Russ. Is it enough?
If you win against... I think it's enough if you win against Russ.
Okay, so you'd lose 16 points. To drop you down 6 on Tagawa. You get 2 stars, which would tie you. Tagawa will lose a territory and you gain a territory. Sounds like enough. Yeah, Wales points out they'd have to move off the flag. Unless they have a 5 and they can 1v1 Russ. Also, they can move a unit down to this tundra down here. Surely there's a 5 and all that. I think none is right. I think that's the win. I think they win if they do that.
It depends on their cards. Like, if they have really bad cards, then it might still be a game, but...
Let's do the math here. Mectha there. That's... Okay. Let's assume Albion drops out of tier 2. That's 16 points. So that's 71-61. So they're down by 5. The star on the wood tunnel plus the 2 ties them with Tagawa. The tundra, say they pick up this tundra down here, puts them ahead by 2. If Tagawa wins the fight, they stay in tier 2 and they win by a lot. If Tagawa loses the fight, they pick up another 2, 4 by taking the territory from Tagawa. It's enough.
I didn't do the math, but I believe you. It seems so. Yeah.
There it is. Oh, they could have picked up 1 extra territory. I think they're going to actually try to win the combat. It still should be enough. I'll be right back.
Yeah, sure. Move is hanging out. Yeah, this might be it.
All right, Albion keeps the 12. All right, 18. I think it's enough. Albion can just throw 0 here, right? Dog has to throw 0. Albion on top of 2 forest territories. No matter how this ends, they're going to take the challenge. Both thinking about this. I'm not really sure what there is to think of it. Yeah, we think Albion wins if they lose tier 2. Because they're going to drop down to 18, which would put them at 66. Which is 1 below Tagawa. But they get a 4 from swinging 1 territory, which puts them up by 3. Plus the star, which is another 3. That's 6. Their bid was 3. So if Albion wins and drops out of tier 2, I think they win. Tagawa wins the combat. Albion obviously wins. But Albion's locked in. Tagawa just has to think about this now. Let's see if we're right. The game frozen?
It looks like it.
All right, let's just look at the score then. Yep, we were right. Albion up by 6. I think the game froze.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
It's happened to me as well, so. But maybe it's like spectators bug. Maybe for us only. I don't know.
So that's two mechless forest territories for Albion. And the highest score. So Tagawa has 1 mechless territory and is going to pull 1 point this game, but Albion with the big 7 points. Pretty huge.
Yeah.
So congrats in the first game to Flying Mustang.
Yeah, well played. And I'm really quite sad for Togawa because he started out well, but these combats just didn't work out for him at all.
Wait.
And it was tough call in both these cases.
I exited and went back to spectate mode and it shows the combat hasn't happened yet.
Crazy.
That's a strange bug. Let's go see what they're talking about and think. Maybe the game for
This game is very buggy. But they improved lots of things on the other hand. What it was like a year ago.
I mean, I can't imagine it bugged and showed us a combat result that didn't happen. That would be bizarre. And it's showing Albion spent power. Or did they already have? No, it's not. Not really sure what to do here.
They are already bidding the next game.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess it ended.
It was just some spectator bug probably. But the game improved significantly what it was. Had like side break for I think almost a year. He came back like few months ago and was pleasantly surprised that timers were fixed. That you weren't able to time out with like 2 minutes left on a timer.
Did you say they're bidding?
Precise. Well, he set up a bid room, Mr. There, but Flying Mustang said be there in a second, so maybe.
Okay, Durr just posted the result, which has Flying Mustang winning by 6 with a bid of 3. Yeah, Joey, they finished.
Oh, they are not. Sorry, they are not bidding.
The spectate's bugged.
Yeah. It was from the previous game. Sorry.
Okay.
Message.
Turning point in that game was that 3 popularity.
Definitely, yeah.
That 3 popularity encounter.
It was a turning point, but he ended up on first tier and still won.
He did, but he ended up on first tier and still won in a turn where he got 2 territories, took a territory away from Tagawa, and picked up 2 stars. So that's 10 points, and he won by 6. So if he doesn't have tier 2 going into that last turn, I think there's a good chance Tagawa turns in an objective and wins the game that last turn.
Mm-hmm.
Because without tier 2, he didn't have enough points to stall it. And Tagawa was going to be able to end before he did.
Yeah, well, that's an interesting point.
None points out he should have won by 8. by moving the worker or mech to that tundra adjacent to the factory. Yeah, I think Albion just didn't think about the fact that Tagawa winning the combat would also give him the game. All right, they're back in chat now. Dur left and joined the game and got it to keep going. All right, my guess is that this is the bid room, and it is. Just need 2 more people to join.
I was really surprised by Russ' strategy in this game. I expected that he will completely bypass enlists, like forgets about them and goes for Power Star, Mech Star and Worker Star. But he kind of did some mix-up of that, and also these moves block. It ended up to be a long game, so so these both factions got an advantage out of that, and because Scythe was primarily focused on Togawa, and I guess it's closer to him, closer to his base, and Albion got an upper hand in the end, and also got some good encounters, but yeah, if Mechanical Rasfed would be more focused on stopping Albion in the middle game, seeing it as a threat, it could be also a different story.
We got the next game coming up. Got Tagawa on Industrial, Saxony on Mechanical, and Albion on Innovative. And this one is have the most metal left over at the end of the game. Dawn of the Mechs. The part of the story where Albion finally discovers plans to the mechs inside the factory. So now it's time to start preparing to build them. So we've got Saxony obviously with the most mobility on the board, but Albion and Tagawa both with a lot of ability to clog that board and limit Saxony's points as the game goes on. This combination's been played once, and Saxony just got outpaced in score pretty substantially and fell behind. And then there just wasn't much that they could do. Let's see here.
I got disconnected for a bit. Now I should be back.
Oh, okay.
Did they start the bidding?
It doesn't look like it. Oh, they just did. Right after you said that.
Right, so
Flying Mustang goes to Albion Innovative first at 0. Does that surprise you at all?
I think he has good experience from the last game with Albion, so maybe based on that, he picked it. And I think Albion is quite strong here.
Yeah. I think Tagawa Industrial's the 0 bid, for sure. But I don't know, part of me thinks Saxony Mechanical here, you can get the faction with speed over the factions that don't. I don't know how much more it's worth. I don't think it could make a high bid. Because it has a ceiling. But territory is going to be hard to come by with these 2 other factions on the board, and between the traps and all Albion's workers everywhere. None says pretty sure Sax will win if it goes for 0. Well, how about this, None? How about on Thursday I just let you have Sax for 0? What do you think about that? All right, Dur brings Albion Innovative up to 5. with no bids on anything else. Interesting.
Yeah, interesting, and I think like Saxony Mechanical is in a good spot with towards Togawa, definitely. Like I think they have an edge over Togawa. And with respect to Albion, I don't know. 6 is quite a lot. But maybe we'll bump it up.
I mean, maybe they're just counting on these other two to not go for 0.
Yeah.
Because everybody wants Albion now. I don't know, 7's a lot here to me.
7 is a lot, yeah, but innovative board is like very powerful.
For sure.
But Saxony Mechanical is not so bad because it has speed, and if he gets like good objectives, then it's very good.
Duragut's on Saxony Mechanical now for 0. Well, he's gonna follow him.
But again, in this game, I think Saxony Mechanical needs to rush it. Like, if Saxony goes for Enlists, I think that might be like not a good way to play this. I would probably try to go for power, even though Power Star is a bit far away for Saxony than it is for Rasvet, because they start on 1 power and Ras starts on 3.
Have you ever seen Albion on any mat go for 10? Just asking.
No, not I haven't seen it, and but according to the bid table that Mr. Dare created, I think it was Mr. Dare, I don't know, it shows like values of the combinations. I think Albion is like Albion Innovative is about 14. Togawa Industrial is maybe like 5, and Saxony Mechanical maybe like 9.
Yeah,
but I'm not sure. I need to put it on.
But here's the thing, that 14 bid on Albion assumes that the worst combination is in the game. Which that worst combination may be Albion with a different mat. So, right. Or maybe it's Togawa Mechanical, but my point is, like, you might never bid that high on Albion because there might not ever be anything in the game with you bad enough to justify the bid. Maybe Togawa Mechanical would do it.
Right.
I think Dur pulls the trigger here on Tog. I mean, these bids, he's really good with Tog Industrial, and I think these bids are where he wants them to be. I'm wrong. He goes 12 on Innovative. Togawa Industrial looks like it's going to be a deal. I don't know.
According to the table, Togawa Industrial is 4, Saxony Mechanical is 5, and Albion Innovative is 14. But as you said, it might change for this particular setup.
Well, yeah, 14 right. If Togawa Mechanical's in the game, right? But it's not. I am surprised Dur did not end up on Togawa in this game. All right. Get these bids on screen. Saxony Mechanical was 7, right? And Albion Innovative was it 13?
12 in the end.
12? 12, 7, and 0.
Yeah, these bits looks in the end like quite sensible because Saxony got quite high up.
Yeah, we'll see.
But
We'll see if Saxony can
yeah.
make that bid. And I'm not sure Tog can, or can Albion make that bid in tier 1?
I think if they get combats, like they are very fast with enlists and deploys by default because it's innovative. So if they can get some good combats, they can do it. But if they don't get opportunities for good combats, then it will be troublesome. So if, for example, Saxony Mechanical goes for high power, like they upgrade Bolster in the beginning and
Right.
they deploy a few mechs, and Togawa is careful with their traps and with their positioning, then Saxony, then Albion might be in trouble. This is kind of scenario where I would imagine that Saxony can have an advantage. And Togawa Industrial can always surprise. I'm very curious how they will play it. They go for buildings, for example. Yeah, I'm curious about it.
Yeah, Togawa Industrial's one that's can be tricky to play for sure. It's a fast board. Industrial's always fast. And it's like Togawa Industrial gets moving really quickly, but then it just either gets on fire or it just really kind of stalls out and needs a longer game. This produce out of Saxony is kind of the, I won't say it's not meta anymore, but it's this opening that's been around for forever, right? Produce, trade some, they're not moving to the village. It's interesting.
Surprising. Yeah. So what do you think is the meta for Saxony Mechanical?
For a long time, it's been produce, trade to oil, upgrade bolster, and deploy. Produce again, bolster into a speed mech, move to the encounter, hope for an upgrade. If you don't get an upgrade, go ahead and trade to oil, which is, this is what he's doing, and upgrade, deploy, move and deploy, and then produce, deploy, produce, deploy. Right. And then get out of the board and make your mechs. And that looks like what Ali is doing. I'm really looking forward to see what Dur is doing with Albion Innovative here.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, I think. Like, not going to village is very risky, I think. I am really curious how it will develop.
The popularity for 4 wood is amazing right there.
Uh-huh.
You got to take that and you got to put a mill on this mountain, I think.
And build bonus is neighbor tunnels, so you can get better than that, I think, here.
Gonna get 2 coins out of that. And he didn't forget the trap, despite suddenly having a bottom row action at his disposal.
Right.
Gotta be a mill, right? Yeah, there it is. Oh. This is a factory rush is what this is. And he got the enlist. He got 3 foods, so he's gonna have combat cards. This is a produce into rally in round 4, and he's gonna be on the factory in turn 5. No. yet? No, because he doesn't have an upgraded move. So it's going to be turn 6. There's the oil trade for Tagawa that we talked about. Saxony's going to go ahead and get that second deploy upgrade. Now we see the produce out of Albion, rally on the mountain. Next turn is trade for oil upgrade, and then flag the factory on turn 6.
Yeah, that's pretty cool play. So I hope for him that he'll get some good options on the factory.
Yeah, what do you want to see? An enlist factory card, probably.
Yeah, definitely. That I don't know about any alternative that would be better or close to being like on the same terms.
Up for an enlist for sure.
Mm-hmm.
What are some other good factory cards he could get, chat? If he gone with the... This is a funny game to go as far as combat cards go, because you've got... For Albion, you've got 2 other combinations that might not enlist. Joy says he does not agree with the bids. What would you bid, Joy? I kind of thought Albion Innovative was kind of a little bit high. Here comes the 2 oil trade.
Yeah, but it's innovative. Innovative is super powerful.
Joy says Saxony's not the best combination here.
Interesting. I'm not sure. Like, I always with Saxony, it's sometimes lots of struggle to like get into the flow and get some good plan if you don't have like good objectives. Because going for enlists is slow in my opinion with Saxony mechanical, like all 4. So how do you get these other stars? You probably want combats, I think, as Saxony, but you need to get like good opportunities for combats.
So I want to make a point here about this encounter, and that is Saxony left their mech on the mountain. In my opinion, if you have the mechanical board or the industrial board, you bring the mech to the village. And you bring the mech to the village because when you get 3 wood off the encounter, you have that mech on the village for the mine. And your second mech is going to go on the mountain anyway. The only reason to put the mech on the mountain is if, say, you have the industrial board and you're going to make 2 or 3 mechs so you can invade Nordic and Crimea, and you want both of them on this mountain. In general, though, if you have a board that has build underneath move, in my opinion, 90% of the time, bring the mech to the village.
Right.
Because right now, Saxony has a mech on that.
Yeah, good one. And good one.
Ooh.
That was brilliant here.
Okay, I'm going to say this, though. That 2 coins for enlist, that's 6 coins if he uses it for all 3 of his enlists, that is painful with a bid of 12.
Right.
Really painful.
I would appreciate some more food somewhere. It will be quite interesting how he deals now with worker production and getting food for enlists. Like, I think he might be in a good spot if he figures it out, like how to get food, how to get workers. So I'm interested.
The good thing for Saxony here is they can't move anyway, and they can bolster into a deploy and get a get a mech on that village. So they won't have 3 there, but we'll be in a pretty good spot there. And then next turn, and then that's kind of an issue for Tagawa. I think Tagawa has to put a second mech on that wood spot to protect. But look at all Saxony's power and cards.
Yeah, but do you think Saxony will attack Tagawa or Albion? He has a chance.
Joy Division says Saxony build star sponsored by Tagawa. Like the idea being that Tog is going to produce here and drop a mech on this wood spot, but then it's not going to be enough, and Saxony's going to come steal that wood and drop another building.
Yeah, Saxony looks quite powerful here. Maybe it's because 7 power.
Be right back.
Right here. Yeah, I wonder what Mr. Devil will do here. Probably use factory card. Ah, yeah. Interesting.
If you're Tog, well, you got to produce here and hope for the best. Hope the Sax leaves you alone. Your other mech on that wood spot. In retrospect, it might have been a good idea for Tagawa to bring the character to that wood spot and lay a trap there to guard the wood.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to think about it, but in advance about these things, but I guess you need to if you are Tagawa and if you have Saxony in the game that can get tunnel or mine.
Saxony can attack the factory if they're so inclined. I mean, Albion's got 6 power. Only bringing 1 unit. Nope. There we go. 2 units and an encounter.
They
get their second building down. What's the build bonus? Neighbor and tunnel. So no additional build bonus for the only place that Saxony has to build.
Yeah, but if they win, it's huge. Like encounter, building, fight, combat. That would be huge round.
Saxony spends here.
But I'm surprised he spent so much power instead of spending combat cards. Like, he probably wants... Either he has like super good combat cards or...
Yeah, I don't know.
Wants to save them. Surprising. Like, maybe it's the correct play. Like, if you don't have listed cards, so it will be very like rare resource here. But power won't be because
all right.
My poster.
Albion goes with sword. They're coming for Saxony, and they're gonna make it so Saxony can't produce. But I mean, Saxony can just produce here and then bolster into another mech. What does Tagawa do now? I mean, Shinobi back to maybe just Shinobi the workers all the way to that village. I don't even know. Can't really go to 8 workers. You have no pop. Yeah, I think they're wishing they had brought their character to that wood spot. This is interesting. Are they going to bring 3 workers with them to the tunnel? Saxony doesn't have disarm yet. I think they will pretty soon. No, they're going to go to the village. Echo says, trap the wood tunnel so Shinobi to there and then repeat donating wood. Well, this is good and bad for Sax. The good thing is you're surrounded by potential combats. The bad thing is that all those combats, with the exception of one, have Ronin, and all of them have traps. Called it, guys.
Albion's play is definitely ballsy here.
List number 3 for Albion.
Yeah. The thing is that Albion needs to start producing workers very soon. Because he has no way to get 6 stars otherwise.
I agree, and I think he's got to get the worker star before he gets, say, the objective star or the mech star. He has sword, but no burrow. Saxony's base is safe for now. With Albion, I mean, look at this score. He's up by 4. His bid is, he's got to beat Sax by 5, I guess. Doesn't sound so bad, but oh yeah, the objective's done. Machine over muscle. So he's got to be careful because you don't want the worker star to be your last star because then you can't spread. So he's already got a combat. He needs 1 enlist. He needs 2 mechs.
He should somehow like save the combat for the last star.
Then you risk being suicided into, right? Depending on the circumstances.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not sure how to solve this for Albion. Like, you want to produce workers, but right now you are on a mountain spot, and so it's easier to produce mechs. But if you like produce all mechs first and then produce all the workers first, or after that, that's 4 rounds, and means like, I don't know, 7 rounds from here. It's like 18 turns, or turn 18 finish.
Tagawa in the lead on the challenge right now. With that 3 medal. Tagawa throw a combat against Sax here to get some power. And then popularity off the encounter. Feels dangerous, right? Giving combats to Saxony for free. No, they're not going to do it. They left the medal, though. Saxony does have disarm. Disarm doesn't do anything against you when you have no power. Saxony has 3 cards. Gawa has 2, Albion has 1. Saw a boatload of cards last game, and that's not been the case this game.
Yeah, if you could pick number 3, that would be so great. You can't.
Gawa takes the 2 popularity. Doesn't help a lot. Elects not to place a trap. Saxony does not have Riverwalk yet.
Yeah, this is so interesting. I am completely baffled by this like position on the map. I don't know who has the advantage.
Oh.
Yeah, 2 cards is huge, but
that was painful.
Yeah.
And they brought
thing
a
is-
second unit, despite having only one card.
Surprising. But
I mean-
Togawa is getting destroyed here.
This is really painful for Tog, this fight right here, but
Yeah.
how much does it actually help Saxony? I'm not sure.
Well, he will be one combat closer to victory.
Sure.
Maybe he wants to bluff with this. Yeah, he wants to bluff and it didn't work. That's cool. That's great. Like, that's great for Togawa.
Yeah.
And
Now
it
you
makes
just
the
have to-
game very interesting now.
Well, Tagawa's in a much more defensible position at the moment. They have no power, so they can't produce. But Saxony has 0 power and 2 cards. And the neat thing about disarm on a tunnel is if Tog has 0 power with Ronin, you disarm them and 0 stays at 0. Then they get 2 power back as the defender.
Mm-hmm. But
Tog not have
would probably
Ronin?
attack.
No, Tog has Ronin. There's a
But they
worker.
would-
No bad. There's a worker there. Yeah, that was not what you wanted to do as Sax, I don't. Tagawa, it's been pointed out in chat, can just spin this metal and then maybe put another mech up there on that wood tunnel. But not going to do a whole lot to have a mech there besides just, I guess, being able to move to lakes. Because you only have the 1 combat card. Here's where, you know, Ronin beats disarm. And Albion, in the meantime, has a combat star, enlist star, and objective star.
I think they might be thinking about attacking Saxony and getting some power.
So I think we see the produce here. And then Albion can trade for metal and then produce and get their worker star in their last mech. But then they open themselves up to a suicide. They're not ahead by enough, and I don't think they will be. Your Tog, do you make the mech here or do you dry bolster? Oh wait, they traded for food last turn. Yeah, or not food, wood. Joey thinks Dur wins in turn 16. We shall see. Still bonus is next to tunnels here. Okay. Are gonna fight. This is an attack to get power for Ronin, I think. And again, disarm, 0 goes to 0.
That's a nice play.
Saxony can theoretically counterattack you on that village. They win this fight. Now, whether after the spring in the tunnel trap they have anything to fight you with is another question. Oh yeah. Tog's the attacker here, so they won't get Ronin power to produce with. Oh wow. Well, free combat for somebody. But if Albion takes it, the produce and the mech is their last two, the last 2 stars, and they can't spread. Are they gonna have 12 coins? More than Tog doing that? Sax can get 3 combats now. Oh gosh. Sax has an objective, the game's over. Potentially. Tagawa would lose 3 spaces. That's 6. Saxony would gain 4 stars. This could be GG. If Saxony has a underworld advantage, they just won the game. And oh, why bring 2 units? 3 units. I don't understand. Tog's 0 and 0. Why have 3 units on that?
Yeah, maybe Chid knows. I have no idea here.
Oh, I thought they had an objective.
Even if they don't have that objective, I would say it's still better to...
I mean, the 3 stars put you within closing distance of Albion for sure. Yeah, there's the medal trade we expected. Albion goes to 5 stars next turn.
Maybe they were worried that they might get suicide into... Like, if they get to 5 stars, you can easily... can get suicided into, and
yeah,
that would be bad.
Agree. I mean, maybe they didn't have an objective they could get that turn.
Yeah.
Weird thing is, Tagawa's actually winning right now.
Yeah.
By 10 over Saxony and 10 over... Oh, did I do that math right? 10 over Saxony and 10 over Albion. But good luck ending this game as Tog. Tog just trades for metal here, going for the challenge.
But they can get to... Or max. They can get max star next turn.
Oh, you know what? I have to... Okay, guys, wait a second. Tog has Ronin. So Saxony could not necessarily have won 3 combats, right? Because you disarm first if you attack. Tog gets 2 power, throws 1, gets a combat card. Saxony has the next fight. Okay, Albion just went to 5 stars. And he's up by enough with a move and a combat. So can Saxony suicide into Albion? I think the answer is no. What does Saxony need? Saxony can move to the factory and double attack Tagawa, and that would probably be enough. Dog not doing the suicide, it does not look like. 9, 10, 11. No, he needed to move this one to suicide. If he suicides with this one, he loses a territory. I think Tagawa's kind of gotten tunnel visioned on this metal challenge.
Possible.
Oh, this could be Wolf Among the Sheep. Yeah, it went real quick, but that had to be Wolf. Okay, this is Saxony's chance right now to win the game. They're down by 8. They have to get within 5. Just 2 stars will do it. I think you attack Tagawa. You go to the factory, you attack Tagawa, you attack Albion. You win the fight against Tagawa because they'll be at 2 power. You just throw a 2 card, and then regardless of who wins the fight with Albion, you win the game. I think that's it. If he sees it, it's GG. Yeah, you got enough points right now, and you're gonna pick up 2 stars, or at least 1 star. This is the coin trap that hurts a little bit. Does that change it? Does that put you at 35? This combat and territory puts you back up to 40. That's enough over Tagawa. It's enough.
You think
trap.
it's enough?
It's enough. He brings a mech and drops a worker on one of those 2 tunnels up there. Hits Tagawa. Brings a mech, drops a worker on the farm. Hits Albion. That mech has to hit Albion. He either didn't see it or he gave up a territory there. Maybe he has another objective. That could be it.
He hit a coin trap. It seems.
He still just has to. He's still up by Tagawa by 3, and he just has to clear a bit of 7. If he picks up another star this turn, it's enough. Yeah, none. We'll see what his if he has an objective. It's a mistake if he's going for a double combat here. It's not a mistake. If he's going for a double combat, he gave up a territory by hitting Tagawa with the mech that dropped the worker on the farm tunnel. He should have dropped the worker on a different tunnel so he could move the mech out, drop a worker on the farm tunnel, and then hit Albion with that mech. He's waiting here. I think he's doing math.
Mm-hmm.
You either have it or you don't at this point. Just side note, if he does the math wrong here, Tagawa will win the game and the challenge. Wait, nope. Nope. If he has the objective, if this is 3 tunnels, he's got it. Even with the coin trap. Got to be 3 tunnels, right? Oh my gosh. He missed the win.
Wow.
He missed it. Now Albion's down by 3, has to clear 5. They just need 8 points. Which means you go to the flag. GG. Right? I mean, Sax could have 2 5s, right? But you can bring 2 units.
You can just attack Saxony, for example, in factory.
Right. He's gonna do it. Oh yes, what am I talking about? 2 combat cards. Saxony only has 1 unit on the factory. It's over. Saxony missed the win. Saxony would have gotten 6 points off this. Wow. Well played, Dur. Team turns.
Good game.
Saxony really helped. Saxony returned the favor of last game, kind of messed up Mr. Dur's game, and this game kind of helped him out there at the end. Put a combat right on a flag for him. There were probably other ways to do it, but Joy, you were wrong. He won in round 15. You underestimated him. Well, congratulations, Flying Mustang, on pulling, I think, 8 points in this round. And congratulations to Mr. Durr for, I do believe, pulling 6 points in this round. I think he got second in the challenge the first game. And congrats to Prince Ali for the 1 point. And he's gonna be sore if he watches the VOD back. I think that's gonna be a hard, tough one to swallow. But good games, fun to watch, and thank you guys for tuning in. And thanks for